Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? URG7.
We're not here to sleep.
You in the building. Cut our visions. So, you know what it is. Man, a lot of people have been asking me, you know what I'm saying, about, you know, my dealings and my part, you know, with Terry Carter. Some people knew I knew him and I had dealings with him. And, you know, they weren't real big dealings, but they were at the same time. They weren't and they were. You know, the story is basically I met him because he had heard some CDs of some of my music. And he basically got at people that he knew and was asking them what was happening with this guy. And, you know, could they find him and whatever. So word got around and they found me, you know what I mean, and brought me basically to him. I knew about him through TC Auto Collision in Inglewood. You know, that was just like one of his businesses I guess he used to rock. So basically they came and found me and told me what was up. At one of my spots I was at, probably doing music or something. And it was wild, man. I smashed up to where he was. That's where they took me, and I met him personally. And you know, he took me to lunch, and we talked, had like long, serious talks about like business. And he really liked what I was doing. It was around the time when Ice Cube and them got the money to do a whole little heavyweight records, and they was doing the Players Club and the soundtrack and all that. They had the heavyweight logo with the bulldog and all that. So it was around that time. So he was really digging my sound and what I was doing and what he had heard on these CDs, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Carter. And like I said, he sent for me, so that was like incredible, just somebody to say, man, bring me this dude, you know what I mean? So next thing you know, I was in front of him. And basically, like I said, we talked. And he said, man, I want you to meet somebody, you know what I'm saying, tonight, you know what I mean? Make your arrangements and be back here at this time. And I did that and was back. And we caravanned up, you know what I mean? And about maybe, probably, I don't know, a couple hours later, we was in a nice little secret location and shit. And I was, you know, basically performing for everybody there and he was showing them why he had brought me there. So I was bussing, you know what I'm saying, I had my little DJ with me, crew, you know what I'm saying, some of our materials and shit, vinyl, and some of our propaganda and our promotional shit. And you know, basically they was like, yo, we starting heavyweight records, you got some talent, you know, bring your record up here, whatever. So shit, he was looking to do that anyway, but we didn't know it was gonna fall in our lap like that, you know what I mean? So next thing you know, we're there, we doing our thing. And you know, we doing it for Terry Carter and the people. Man, fucking Mercedes, no, fucking Range Rover or something, or Mercedes-Benz Rover or something rolled up some hill, all tinted out and shit. Couldn't tell what the fuck was, like the president was coming. And next thing you know, Ice Cube jumped out that motherfucker, and we all mobbed in the studio. And then you know, it was like it was a culture shock, man. It was like I wasn't starstruck or nothing like that because I've been around them since, you know, I was a kid, you know, growing up in Compton, you know what I'm saying, going to Skateland, do those and rocking those joints, Sneaking and Eve, all that. I've seen them get down when they was CIA, NWA, all that. So it wasn't that, it was just that I guess, you know, I thought that, you know, man, your boy brought me up here, it's going down, you know what I mean? And Cube was more or less like, I'm not going to say he wasn't impressed, I'm just going to say he was like, he wasn't impressed, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you know, y'all, you know, you guys as a group sound like you more East Coast based. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like, you know, groups like a Gang Star, which is what he said, and then, you know, be doing the 10th album and they never went gold. It's that, you know, he's telling us the business. You know, excuse my rude math over here, my rude technology, but yeah, he's telling us the business and explaining the business and telling us that side. We're looking at it like, man, you dissing a group like that, and you know, but he's telling us, look, y'all on the West Coast. You need some West Coast music. You want to sell some units, move some units, you need some West Coast music. So from a business standpoint, you know what I'm saying, as a businessman, you know what I'm saying, he was there like, you know, with those big shoulders to just lean on a motherfucker like, no. You know, and we was like, well, we got this and we got that. And he's like, well, if y'all got all that shit, what y'all here for? And we like, well, we here because y'all was saying to bring it. And it was like, no. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, that was a crazy experience, you know what I'm saying? Thanks to Terry Carter, rest in peace. You know, that's how I actually met Ice Cube. And, you know, I attribute a lot to meeting him personally and hanging out with him in that meeting because it just... it confirmed and reaffirmed a lot of things for me as an artist. It stamped things for me, and then it took away things from me at the same time. And so the meeting built me up. but at the same time it tore me down. So there was more rebuilding to do. So yeah, man, I just wanted to put that out there, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I never had no contracts or nothing like that with them, or you know what I'm saying. I don't have no dealings with Death Row, Suge, none of that, man. But yeah, that's how I met Terry Carter, rest in peace, and you know what I'm saying, respect, you know what I'm saying, shout out to the Carter family, you know what I'm saying, and I ask everybody just to respect their wishes about everything that went on. I'm sorry it took me so long to get a cameraman and somebody that I can sit down with, that I could really do my thing. But shout out once again to Cut Our Visions for doing their thing and making sure they bring y'all the real, you know what I'm saying, at all times, man. So for all y'all needs, man, make sure y'all, get with the real, man. Fuck with Cut Our Visions, man. It's your man URG7, and I'm out your eardrum like a used Q-tip, and I'm out your face like a buff. West Coast love, man. Some music out there everywhere, man. Go get it. Everywhere digital music is sold, y'all search URG7, and he'll blast some shit on the screen. It's everywhere, man. Word up.